Oh hi. Magdeburg, the city in Germany, the capital of the state of Saxony-Anhalt. It is located on central Elbe, at east edge of the Magdeburg Fjord. During the centuries-old existence, Magdeburg repeatedly tested different adversities. It is mentioned as trade point since 805. The Emperor Otto I founded the Benedictine monastery here in 937. In 980 Years Street. Adalbert Wojtek, under the leadership of Adalbert Magdeburgski, studied at Cathedral School of Magdeburg. In 1013 the city was ruined by the Polish king Bolesław I Rabry. As the participant of Schmalkaldenski League, Magdeburg was besieged from October 1550 to August 1551 by Moritz Saksonski's troops, and at last had to obey and accept enemy garrison. During 30 Years' War, Magdeburg was within 7 months we besiege. 1629. Troops of Wallenstein who, however, couldn't take him. To Magdeburg the imperial commander Tilly who, after successful obsidianal works, set on May 10, 1631 the troops on Storm Rose. Imperza, having rushed into the city, exterminated almost all inhabitants and indulged the terrible fury which came to the end with the fire which turned Magdeburg into an ashes heap. About the reasons of almost final fracture of the city in historical literature there are disagreements. The Magdeburg Archbishopric is founded by the Emperor Otto I in 968. Archbishops Magdeburg continuously were at war with the next Slavs and the Brandenburg Margraves, and at one time and with the Emperor Henry IV. Quite often there were also collisions of the Archbishop with the city of Magdeburg. During one of them the Archbishop Burkhard III was killed. 1325. By the end of the 15th century the archiepiscopal area consisted of 2 parts divided by the possession Anhalt and occupied the space in 5400 km. Since the 16th century archbishops, and then administrators Magdeburg were elected from the Brandenburg House. Except the last administrator Augustus, the Duke Saxon. In 1648 the Magdeburg Archbishopric Skalirizovano, and as the duchy is attached to Brandenburg, which actually seized Magdeburg only after the death of the last administrator. 1680. During War of 1806, at the beginning of November, army of the French building Ney 2 times unsuccessfully stormed fortress, but on November 10 she gave up. In 1813 Magdeburg, occupied by the French, was blocked at first Prussian, and then by the Russian troops. A truce blockade was raised. In 1814 the city underwent blockade again, but was left the French only in May, on receipt of news of capture of Paris. 1945. During World War II Magdeburg, totaling card inhabitants, strongly suffered from massive bombings of allies. On January 16, 1945 400 B-17 bombers carried out the largest raid on the city, as a result of which 90% of the old city were destroyed, 15 churches were destroyed, 2,500 people died and more people were left without housing. Stronger than Magdeburg in Germany during war, only Dresden suffered. On April 19, 1945 the western part of the city was completely occupied by the American troops, and only on May 5, 1945 east part of the city was occupied by the Soviet troops. On June 1, 1945, the last of Division 117 of Rifle Division of the USA were replaced with divisions of the British Army, and only a month later, on July, the western part of Magdeburg was transferred under control of parts of the Red Army. 1945-1990. In post-war years, many survived buildings were sorted. In a pre-war state, only a few buildings near the cathedral remained. Since 1949, before reunion of Germany on October 3, 1990, the city was a part of the DDR and was the center of the district of the same name. 1990. Magdeburg becomes the capital of new education, the federal land of Saxony-Anhalt. The downtown is restored almost only in modern style. 1993, higher education institutions of the city united in Otto von Guericke's University in Magdeburg. 1994. Magdeburg becomes the place of the diocese. In the 20th century, it was intensively built up. Sites: Magdeburg Cathedral, Blessed Virgin's Monastery of Maria, Magdeburg Green Citadel, Old Market, and Magdeburg Rider. Town Hall, Street, Tower, Onions, Tower of the Millennium, in the floodplain of Elba, City Road Corn Park, Hasselbackplatz, H. Zviazdny Bridge, Magdeburg plant of heavy mechanical engineering. Famous natives: Stefan Magdock, 1960-2021. German-Ukrainian musician, vocalist and leader of the Magdock group. Ernst Anders, 1845-1911. German artist. Richard Adolf Assmann, 1845-1918. German meteorologist. Theodor Abel Allman, 1806-1890. German musician and music teacher. Kurt Behrens, 1884-1928. German diver, prize winner of the Summer Olympic Games. Arno Bieberstein, 1884-1918. German swimmer, champion of Summer Olympic Games 1908. Jessica Byers, sword. In 1980, the German TV host, the actress and the pop singer. Frederick Ernst Fez, 1789-1826. German violinist and composer of instrumental music. Harry Tugise, 1903-1991. German actor and announcer. George Gradnar, 1866-1946. German politician, lawyer and editor. Otto von Guericke, 1602-1686. German physicist, engineer and philosopher. Otto von Guericke's University in Magdeburg bears his name. George Kaiser, 1878-1945. German playwright, poet and prose writer. Nadine Kleinert, sword. In 1975, The German Tolkatalnitsa Colonel, the silver prize winner of the Olympic Games of 2004. Werner Marx, 1896-1967. German Lieutenant General, participant of the First and Second World Wars. Carl Simon Morgenstern, 1770-1852. The German Germanist, the literary critic, the librarian and the numismatist on service of the Russian Empire. Felix von Niemeyer, 1820-1871. German physician, teacher, scientific writer and personal doctor of the King of Württemberg. Christian Nüßlein Folchert. Sword. In 1942. The German biologist, the Nobel Prize laureate on physiology and medicine of 1995. Richard Yelitz, 1900-1980. German artist surrealist. Erich Ollenkauer, 1901-1963. The German political figure, the chairman of the Social Democratic Party of Germany in 1952-1963. Ernst Rudolf Johannes Reuters, 1889-1953. German politician, social democrat and scientist urbanist. Eckhard Schall, 1930-2005. German stage and film actor and theatrical director. Wolfgang Schreyer, 1927-2017. German writer and screenwriter. Petra Schmidt-Schäler. Sword. In 1980. The German actress. Margaret Schon, 1895-1985. German actress of cinema and theater. Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben, 1730-1794. American general of Prussian origin. George Philip Tellman, 1681-1767. German composer, conductor, musical critic and public figure. Klaus Thunmann. Sword. In 1937. The German bassoonist and the teacher. Henning von, 1901-1944. The Major General of the German Army, 1944. One of active participants of a plot of the Minding Hitler. Lothar von, 1848-1920. German military figure, infantry general who is considered as the main organizer of genocide and Nama in South Africa. Heinrich Chock, 1771-1848. German and Swiss writer, educator, translator, evangelic theologian, teacher, historian, journalist and government official. Marcel Schmelzer. Sword. In 1988. The German football player. Wilhelm Wettling, 1808-1871. German utopian philosopher, figure of early German labor movement and one of theorists of the German socialism. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.